a little. I know that's how it make me feel. What's up, y'all? You gotta yell. When you yell, you get numbers. You gotta just be acting crazy. Hey! Damn. I should have pulled this out last night. That done got hot. It's too many hours on that one. Man, that done turned into straight bath water. It's too hot for that. You gotta keep it cold. Keep it cold when we roll. We got a topic too. I got a couple of topics. You know how I do when I do my lives. I don't have one. I need y'all up in here. I need y'all to come on through. I'm gonna give y'all a minute. I'm gonna just do a little music for a minute till I look over and see a couple of numbers, and we'll start chopping it up, and I'll break it down for y'all.
Come on, this is really cool. You gotta understand what comes with it.
Oh, that's terrible. Oh.
Viking.
Trini, is that Trini?
We are the sound of 100,000 coming off the road. We are the vibration that you feel when the music goes.
Coming down the road. Pon the road! Pon the road! If you haven't seen our ONYXCON footage of Atlanta's Carnival this year, you need to get into that. Check out our Atlanta Carnival footage. Go back through you gotta go back through all the videos under We Outside, Catch a Vibe. That's the folder. I put all that into a new folder. Anytime it's events, anytime it's happening, lively, cool stuff. We Outside, Catch a Vibe. That is the playlist. All right. See, we ain't doing no multiple channels and stuff. We ain't at that point, y'all. We still ain't got enough subscribers. We ain't got monetized yet. I have considered it in the future. You know what I'm saying? We get to the point we got like thousands, like hundreds of thousands, but it's gonna take that for me to do that because it takes too much work to build one channel. It takes too much work to get y'all to take your little finger and do this right here on that thumbs up. Like y'all looking at me right now, 6 of y'all, and there's only one person that had the respect to put a thumbs up, you know? So how the hell people be doing? I don't know how people be doing all these multiple channels, man. I'm like, y'all just like headaches because that's stressful, man. You do all this work, you do all this editing. You come in every day. You got a couple of numbers, like 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, maybe above where you were. And then sometimes you get them real pops, you know what I'm saying? You get that video that's just soaring, that one live or that one short or that one edited video that you just can't believe done hit some real numbers. It happens. I've lived it, so I know it can happen, and I believe in it, and that's why I'm here. I love YouTube for that. It can happen. Today could be the day, you know? It's lottery level expectations, man. You gotta be in the game to win, right? You gotta be in it to win it. And we in it to win it, y'all. So, if anybody watched last night, I was doing some gaming. It's been a minute. That was really a privilege to see that for anybody who did. And I know y'all out there because I witnessed. I be watching the screen, man. I'm not one of those gamers that like too many distractions, so I don't have a bunch of stuff. I don't allow chat while I'm on game and all that stuff. I mean, when I first was learning it, I used to do that, and that was so annoying. Like, you're in the middle of something, you're trying to focus, you're trying to target, whatever, and somebody pops something up that's weird and stupid, and you're like, what? You know, like, that's for young folk, man. I'm too old for that bullshit. I can't play like that. I'll be done hurt somebody and hurt their feelings. I ain't trying to play around. I ain't trying to play around like that. So I just play, you know what I'm saying? And I'll let y'all watch. That's it. Just enjoy. If you like it, like it. If you don't like it, get the hell on. It's real simple. That's how all my content is. I'm not here to please everybody. I'm not here to be nobody's babysitter for all these unkept kids that their parents let them watch adults, which is weird to me. You know, unsupervised, just watching grown folks content. Like, that's weird as hell to me. I don't agree with that at all. Because grown folk gonna be grown. We're gonna say some grown shit. We're gonna do some grown shit. We're gonna be grown. We're not gonna water ourselves down thinking, I mean, if your channel is for adults, which mine is, my channel is intended for technically like 18 and up. You know what I'm saying? I don't even like saying teen, to be honest. I'm more like 21 and up, to be absolutely frank with y'all. I mean, I understand I'm gonna have a teenage audience, and that's cool. I hope they learning. You know, I hope they're not just flaking off. I hope they're not just up in here not listening when I'm dropping gems, because at my age, you know, I do all types of content, but when I get serious, you can learn a thing or two if you're paying a freaking attention, not just goofing off, right? But most of them don't have the attention span for that, which is why I prefer an older audience that's going to sit there and be like, all right, let's see where this is going. What we talking about? You know, they're going to listen. They're going to be in it. But anyway, I was playing God of War last night for the first time in weeks. And it had to have been about 6 people up in there. And what was funny is every time I thought about cutting off and just playing and not letting it, you know, yeah, I just don't, just playing. Like, you know, cut off the live, just play. Every single time I would look and it would be like 1 or 2 people watching. I see. And I mean steady watch, not that like come in and leave type mess. I'm talking about they watching, they really enjoying, they watching my play. I'm like, damn, I don't want to leave them hanging. This is what I be looking for. I need watch time hours. I need people who are watching, letting the minutes go by, letting the clock stack. That's what we need, man. We need support like that. So I said, you know what? I'm going to keep playing. So every single time I thought about cutting off, they were still watching. I literally stayed on for an extra, probably an hour just because of those people. Just because of... the most. It's pretty much both things' fault. It's my technology and it's fault. It's my technology and it's the app. Because I'm trying to stay on, and the phone, if it gets a slight bit overheated, and I don't know how, because I got air on it, I got it away from the freaking sun. It's like there's no excuse. I mean, unless, let me see. That is a little bit, maybe. Okay, maybe because of the angle. I don't know what I got to do to get this phone right, man. It be getting on my nerves with that mess. Every time I go live and it's a sunny day, I got to play games with where the sun is and where my phone is, so I can keep my damn phone on without it getting overheated. It's such a pain. It's pain, man. It's pain. It's a pain. Anyway, as I was saying, right? I was telling y'all about how I was live and I was playing God of War. And I'm trying to beat this. If you ever played the game and you ever been to that part that looks like, you know, the archetype of hell. Like, there's one place that is hell and it's cold. And I thought that was so creative. I liked how they did that. Instead of it being hot, they made it icy, like miserably cold. Like, that's hell. I'd say that's definitely hell, right? You know, no one. Most people who don't like cold weather know, man. Cold is the worst if it's the worst. You get to the extremes of cold. Extreme of hot, yeah, you sweat it off, you drink. As long as you got your water, you can live. You know, you might be a little bit miserable, but you ain't. You might even be a little angry, but cold have you depressed. So that's hell. Yeah, that's hell. But anyway, they had this other level. I forget what they call it, but it looks like the typical what you would expect. It's fiery, it's lava everywhere, it's crazy. And so I'm just saying this for people who ain't played, but if you have played it, you know what I'm talking about. It's like lava everywhere, it's fire everywhere. And in this stage of God of War, you keep trying to get up this mountain, and you got to keep touching this giant sword and conjuring all these enemies, and each one has a different thing you got to do to defeat the group. And I got to the point where I'm at the very end of it, but I said, man, damn, do I want to start this right now? Because I had played so much and I was so tired. I said, man, I'm going to wait till tomorrow. I might do it tonight. I'm just giving y'all a little heads up that if I do it, I might jump back in tonight and try and beat that. And that might give me all the chest boxes, the chests that have all the little, you know, accoutrements and upgrades and whatever's in them and all this. And I know there's like, you can't get touched. That's what happened in this last one. I started it, and it's like if you get touched one time, it's over. And you can keep beating all the enemies, but you can't get hit. If you get hit one time, it's over. I was like, that's some bullshit, man. That ain't, you know. So I don't know. I gotta look up. Maybe I'll do a video search too to see what other players have went through with it. Because I don't want it to be like I'm wasting time thinking that's all you gotta do, and then there's something else you gotta do. Like you gotta have a certain armor, and if you don't have the such and such sword, and if you haven't built your whatever up to level whatever, you can't finish it. I'm gonna tell you something, kids, enjoy it while you're young, man. Y'all still have that brain that wants to figure out the little things. When you get older, you know there's a thing to a thing, but you get tired of figuring any damn thing out. You're like, man, I ain't got no time for this shit. Let's just get it over with. What are we doing here? It's like, the older you get, you just like, are we kicking ass or not? What are we doing? Okay? What are we doing in this game? You kick ass? Okay, then that's all I want to do. I don't want to be thinking about puzzles and all this bull. And, I got to strategy. It's like, if I want to play, I love chess. I say this every time. I say, if I want to play chess, I play chess. And I play chess every day. There's a part of my brain wants to be on that type of thinking at a certain moment in the day, or moments, because I play throughout the day. I'll play. Sometimes I play chess. Most people, it's like, this is stress. No, it don't stress me. It just makes me think. Look at the whole board. Consider everything. Don't take nothing for granted. Cherish every piece. Move with integrity. Force yourself to look at the board again. That's the main thing. You got to be looking at the whole board when you're playing chess. So when I'm in that state of mind, I'm in that state of mind. But when I'm playing video games, most of the time, depending on the game, I'm not trying to have that much thought going on. I'm just wanting to get up in there, whatever the objective is. We slashing demons, we killing these monsters. All right, let's go. Done. Busting pixels. That's why I call it busting pixels. Because in most video games, you busting something, beating something down, exploding something. Busting pixels, baby. Busting pixels. Let's just get to it and get it done. That's all I want. It's like I say, if I want to play chess, I'll play chess. Thank you for the love on the side. I saw that. Need some thumbs up too. Come on, 10 people in the building. We ought to have at least 5, at least of 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, go ahead. Y'all who gonna leave now. Don't wait. I see you dropping off. If you're not gonna hit the thumbs up, just get your punk ass up out of here right now. Yes, I called you a punk ass, because if you talk shit online, they get happy. They like that. They like to be talked negative to. That's what gets them happy. They like everybody cussing at them, calling them words, and they love that. They just love it. They wake up every day like, let me go get insulted and try to insult somebody back. And that's when they realize they can't play. That don't play for real, And I am an uncle, so I don't mind the word uncle, but say it respectfully. You see what I'm saying? They realize, damn, uncle ain't playing for real. I can't even comment. No, you can't comment. You're not a subscriber, and even if you were, you can't comment. You say something negative, you get your ass up out of here. Oh my gosh. But speaking of people being foolish online, I saw something very disturbing today. Y'all like, race baiting and content. If you say anything about race, if you say anything about something sexual, if you say anything about something tragic, watch the numbers go up. People are they say they don't care. Yeah, they do. That's what they're looking for. And if that don't fail, go cute or go sexy. You know what I'm saying? Go cute or go sexy. You're going to win. I'm telling you. You know what I'm saying? And I know how the formula works, so I play it all. Because, I enjoy what I enjoy. But I do it in a way that's refined, that's different from most people who really stay here for the fun understand what I'm doing. They know this is one big chess game, baby. This is one big chess game. And no matter what, I'm going to win. Okay. So, a couple of videos about the atrocious acts of Sony in regards to killing physical disc, and 2028 we ain't making no more games on disc. The PlayStation 6 will not have a disc slot. You ain't gonna have no disc. You ain't gonna buy no disc. All you gonna do is download our stuff online, and if we want to take it from you at any time, we can. I'm making it sound like silly, but that's exactly what they did. Like, you can look around, it's all over the web, it's everywhere. Everybody's talking about it. If you're into gaming, If you don't care about gaming, then none of this is gonna matter to you. But if you're one of my busting pixels folks, y'all love my busting pixels content, then you know what I'm talking about. It's like they try to kill off DVDs completely. And you gotta think about it. It's not just DVD. You can put a CD in a machine and play it. Like, you can play music, or at least I think you can. I need to do that. That's crazy. I need to do that. I think you can do that even. Because I don't even I have all these CDs, and I don't even play. I bet you I could play stuff on my TV. I ain't even think about that. Because all I do is play my games. I don't even watch movies. Well, yeah, I take that back. I do watch movies. I watch movies, but I don't watch them a lot, to be honest. I'm watching movies, I either go see a movie at a theater or I go pull something up on YouTube and watch it with commercials, whatever. I don't care. Or some other thing like, Tubi and all the other ones that are free. That's the kind of movie watching I do at home. But I'm so happy I have a collection, and I'm not getting rid of my collection. Especially now. Now that these fools are threatening your ability to see your movies and going to just make it where everything disappears when they say, oh, we've had enough months of that, get rid of it. And these people literally lost their films, movies they bought. They lost their stuff. Can you imagine you wake up one morning, hey, I want to see that movie. Well, yeah, I know you already paid for it and you're supposed to have it for life, but we just took it out the library. So that is such a big controversy right now. And all right, y'all. All right. Excuse me. We are back. So in continuum of what I was telling y'all about this gaming industry crisis, quite frankly, because it really is. It's a mess, but it's getting uglier. If you haven't heard all the news, the head of Sony is in trouble because it's not as simple as, oh, we made a decision to do what we're going to do with our system and you guys are just going to take it and, all this let them eat cake king mentality that's going on from leaders of nations to heads of corporations, which truly lead the nations. USA is a corporation. Hello, that's on paper. It's not a conspiracy theory. Like, when you hear people say these things, could y'all please grow up and go read a book, please? It's not. I swear. Anyway, I'm on a tangent. I just sometimes see people get upset over stuff. Stop saying that. It's not true. What do you mean it's not freaking true? It's been true since the beginning. It's not a mystery. It's not even hidden. It's a fact. It's not even. What are you talking about? Why do you think when they say they shut down the government, it has such an effect? Because you're living under the power of the corporation. And if that corporation has an issue and decides that we're going to shut down, it shuts down parts of society. Anyway. So same thing can happen and will happen with an industry as big as the gaming industry. You got to understand, in entertainment, the arts entertainment industry is so freaking powerful worldwide. And I mean all the arts, all right? I'm not just talking about film. I'm not just talking about music. I'm talking about fashion. Hello? Okay? Everything. If these industries have problems, they affect global things, okay? And most important, of course, always, agriculture. How you gonna eat, okay? You know what I'm saying? Livestock, everything about that. Just the whole nine with that, what that is, right? So Sony did some unscrupulous insider trading where the head of the organization, and I don't know his name by heart, but the Japanese gentleman who did these criminal acts, basically, he literally sold off a certain amount of shares and did it in such a way around the time that he announced everything, had the company announced that they were no longer going to do disc. It was like, it was intended, or you could tell from what you can read about it. It was on purpose. It's like, when we announce this, we know shit gonna hit the fan, but we're gonna profit real quick. I'm gonna position myself in a place to make even more profit once we establish this, force this issue, and it's not gonna be well received, and I know that. So we're gonna play this game with the money and still stand on what we say it's gonna be and force people to go our way with it. But it didn't go that way. It got legal. And because it got legal, it's to the point where I saw in one video that I was watching that the country of Brazil, shout out to Brazil, obrigado for what y'all did. I was like, man, Brazil ain't playing. Brazil ain't playing. Brazil, and there was another country, I forget the other country that was in it, but there's two countries that's literally in their way suing this practice because they feel that their people in their country that have invested into PlayStation and had rights to, play games, buy movies, whatever they did with their systems, have been so drastically affected by this illegal move that the country itself, instead of just individuals doing a class act suit, they're going at Sony like, you're gonna do right by people or get the hell out of our country, so kind of sort of. It's like, you're so engrossed in everybody's cultures worldwide, where there's a gaming industry, where there's a gaming culture, where there's people who have access to electricity and can play a game on a system. You got so much access, and you're disrespecting the ish out of people, and we know how much this could affect economy, and we are a big part of your economy. Like, you know, it's not like Sony it's Sony in every, you know, it's Sony Brazil, Sony England, Sony. There's divisions and there's sectors and there's all these business elements that come together to make these people at the very, very top, the billionaires and the trillionaires, etc. Right? So they're like, no, you're not gonna play with us and play with our people at the same time. So I'm proud of them for doing that. And like I said, there was another country, I can't remember, so I don't want to misname the country, that went after Sony, and they're going legal with this thing, man. It's getting critical right about now. So I'm proud of that. I'm good. I love to see it, because it's going to let other companies know, if you think that you're going to be next to do this kind of announcement, because I know there's a bunch of them that was waiting in line like, oh, we're going to do it now. After you punch them, we're going to punch them. We're just going to all go keep beating these people into the submission. We want them to be these just fat, sloppy, unhealthy, sit in your cookie cutter home, okay? I don't know if y'all can see those as I'm passing by. Sit in your cookie cutter home, play games all day because you're too afraid to go outside, because we got so many people unemployed, and gangs run the streets in this literally cyberpunk world, and just, you know, no, I know what y'all trying to do. In so many words, people are like, hey, you better keep it on a damn game and give me a disc to play it. We're not living that shit. It's all fun and games when it is fun and games. And the sick part of it is there are people who live those realities anyway, which is a whole nother conversation about disrespect. And that's where I'm leading this next, where I got pissed off today. So when you talk about the disenfranchisement, the unequal playing field of economy, the gatekeeping, the disrespect to communities, like you want to put people in games under one identity and pretend that they only have one way of life, and they're one. That's why I tell you, I don't like that phrase, the culture. What are you fucking talking about for the culture? There's no one culture. There's no one way to be hip-hop. There's no one way to be black. There's no one way to be white. Any of these things, and all that shit is constructs anyway. Miss me with them damn constructs. Miss me with getting so tied in damn constructs, you can't be honest about what they really mean. If you can be honest about what they mean, maybe we can have a conversation. But if you on some real bullshit where you standing on it like, yeah, that's who I am, and that's what I am, and that's what you are, and we're separate, we're not even the same type of person, we're not humans, we're not connected, we're not, yes, the fuck we are. We're all connected. You understand? We are the human family. So this is what happened. This video is another video. It's like, you know, the algorithm suggests something else similar. So I was watching the one about Sony's fallout and what they did, and how these countries are coming at them like, you're gonna act right or get the hell on. So there's another video about that same topic, but then this one, this guy, you know, all I could see was his little head. You know, he had a little avatar picture, so I could tell he's, you know, some white guy somewhere. I don't know, and that's not, and I'm not saying that flippantly, like, you know, like I got white friends. It ain't about that. It's about the rest of what I got to say about what you understand when you hear it, if you got time to listen. So this dude, he was doing a good presentation based on all the facts about what has happened with this Sony thing. And he was even quoting some legal case information and things of that nature, and all this is seeming legit and whatever, because, you know, I haven't had a chance to cross-reference or anything. But I'm looking at it like, okay, all right, okay, all right. Everything, I mean, I'm just kind of nodding and going, okay, I'm right with him for a minute. And then he shows his ass. Then he shows that he's not part of the human family. Then he shows that he truly believes in his construct being superior. Then he shows that he's on some white supremacist bullshit. This guy commits to say, and the sickest part about it is he was talking about a liberal brother, a white guy who was standing up for the cause, and side disses him. Doesn't even stand on what he's saying. You want to do it in that little covert, I call this that covert, pussyfooting ass, punk ass, passive aggressive ass, sissy ass, punk bitch motherfucker ass shit that a lot of fools online do these days, right? They get on here and they'll be talking about something, and they sideswipe something related, and they make their little racial statements, because, like I say, they don't want to be a part of the human family. They are on some anti if you ain't white like them. They are on some anti don't want to see women of their own ethnicity or any ethnicity in any shape, form, or fashion, displaying elements of power, mysticism, physical might. They don't want us any. They literally want these guys, these weak ass dudes. They literally don't want to see women superheroes. Like, I feel like, and you know they couldn't have been like this when they were little kids. This is taught behavior. You know somebody got in their head and poisoned their brain when they were young and told them women should stay in their place, never be anything but this, and this. And it's like, what's so stupid and sick about it is, last time I checked, ain't no man running around with 3 blades popping out of his hand. Ain't no man turning green and can throw cars, trains, leap just from a single bound and fly and land in a whole nother damn county. Okay? You know, no man green and doing that. No man has spider webs popping out his fucking arms and it can sling spider webs all over the city and land and do real cool shit because he's super extra strong and all this in a supernatural way. All of this is mythology. All of this is modern mythology. All of this is modern legend and myth. All of this is a continuum of a human tradition to make ourselves superhuman as symbolic representations of our best and our worst, because then there's the villain side of it. And then don't even get me started about the root word or the meaning of the root of the word villain. I mean, it goes so deep, people. It goes so deep. Oh my gosh, it goes so deep. But most people just want to stay in shallow water and be racist prick. All right, y'all. Sure we ticking, there we go. So basically, this dude in so many words tried to do a little side diss to an artist, a conceptual artist that had worked for one of the major gaming companies that's put out some successful games in the past. And he put the picture of the guy up, and it was this white guy who basically is, you can tell, kind of eclectic and into a lot of old-fashioned looks and everything. Like, I've seen guys like this in Atlanta, and they tend to get labeled under what they say hipsters. And a lot of the hipsters, at least in Atlanta, I can't speak for no other city, they tend to be the liberal white that are, they are the ones that move into certain neighborhoods that have become gentrified. And, you know, they'll take advantage of the Starbucks on the corner, the IKEA, all the stuff that goes with gentrification typically, right? But they're not innately, personally racist. These are the ones trying to figure it all out. These are the ones part of the human family. Some doing better than others. Will never get it. But this guy here was standing on business, man. And basically he said, what a quote that this guy had posted. I assume this was on Instagram. It could have been, you know, the one site that I don't have an account on anymore. Should be for obvious reasons because I don't support, you know, neo-Nazi assholes, you know, feel me? So anyway, as much as possible because they got their hands in everything. But when they tell you, yeah, we're over here, why the fuck are you still over there? That's all I'm gonna say about that. So anyway, so this guy who was making this video puts this guy quote up, and the dude, like I say, the dude was a real one, man. He was a true, I always say there's real liberals and there's people who just want to say the phrase, right? This is a real one. This brother said, this is what I mean about the human family. Now, some of the way he put this, you know, it's kind of like, you know, it's going to start some shit because it's an inner fight. It's like he dissed folks within his own construct, so to speak, the way he put it. And this is not a direct quote, but he basically said, you know, my name is such and such. I've been working for this business for I don't know how many years, whatever. He said, it should be known this industry is mostly ran by, this is his word, this part was a quote. He said, crusty white guys. That's his quote. That's how he put it. And I said, damn, that's okay. That's going to start some shit. So sure enough, you know, the guy who was making the video and quoting him is mad about that, right? And he said, basically, he says, ran by them. And he says, and I'd love to help any black creative that has wanted to show their portfolio to somebody to break into the industry. My DMs are always open because I want to see things change. Where he says, I want you to take my job because I'd rather go live in the woods anyway. I said, man, this dude is, I was like, oh shit. Wow. He's still, talk about standing on some real business. That's what I'm talking about. Like, he in so many words said, and by the way, before I interpret this, let me make it clear. I know people who work in or not. Once in, always in. Once you know people, if people know you and they want to see you in something as an actor, the phone could forever, anytime ring, right? As far as gaming goes, I don't know as many people in that, but I do know some people. I do. And from my talking to those that I know, you know, whether, no matter what their ethnicity, the white ones, the black ones, the whatever, and it was always few black, but and that's what he was saying. He's saying, you know, this industry, in so many words, you want to always depict people. You got Grand Theft Auto coming back. You got all these black folk in Miami. Every time somebody makes a video and talks about all the stuff that's been revealed, what do you show about the black people in the whole goddamn game? You talk about gangs in fucking Little Haiti. That's all you got for black folk. There's other black characters in the game. There's other black characters in the goddamn game, but all you can keep mentioning is, hey, you want to play out your Negro fantasy of you can cosplay as a black guy who's a thug, play GTA. And that's exactly the fuck why I never played GTA. That's why I've never played it. And I said in another video, I said the only reason I even would consider playing this new one, but now I don't even know. When I said, let me say this too, when I said that I might be considering playing GTA, that was before Sony announced that they wasn't going to have no more disc. Now that they talking about they not going to have no disc, and the GTA saying they not going to have a disc, man, fuck y'all. Fuck you and the game. You know what I'm saying? I don't need that shit. You're not going to disrespect how I play the game and disrespect me in the game more than likely. You know, I'm not going to be playing the game and then one day just throw the controller up against the wall. These motherfuckers, like, where is the black character that's not shady, that's not this, that's not, you know, and it better be an option. But here you're showing that, okay, you got your Afro-Latina. Yeah, I know this is going to really mess up a lot of white boys out here who want to fantasize that, yeah, naturally big-lipped Latin girl role in ethnic group. No, baby, no. It's not to say there aren't full-lipped white women, but unless you're going to make it clear that she's of the ethnic groups that make that possible, she's Afro-Latina. You know what I'm saying? She's an Afro-Latina. And some of them know that, and they're okay with that too, because they got the fantasy of they want to screw everybody else's women. They just don't want to respect the people. I don't want to go home to Abuela and have to prove myself. I just want to screw somebody. That's how you motherfuckers think, some of y'all. And it's obvious that was the kind of mentality of this guy who was making this video, like I say about this guy, and he gonna diss the guy on the side swipe. And I was like, this motherfucker got some nerve, man. You gonna really come at the man like that, like he ain't, because, okay, let me explain the rest so y'all can understand why I was annoyed. On top of everything else he said, he quoted him, and then he said, well, I guess you got your wish, because he got fired. He's been laid off, and I said, oh, fucking shit. So now you jabbing at the man while he's down. You know, we don't know where he is financially and otherwise, right? Mentally and otherwise, right? Oh, boy. So he's jabbing at him on this side swipe mess. Like I say, you know, you sitting there. This is what I say about people who disrespect what it all be about when you get the power to have your little microphone and your little basement studio, man. Don't disrespect the privilege you have and start getting goofy with what you got to say online. Be careful. Be careful. Be very careful. You see what I'm saying? And so the guy basically said, you know, in so many words, he basically, this is the dude who says, you know, you got your wish, you're living in the woods somewhere, I guess, go. And then he puts up an image of one of the previous games that guy had worked on and said, oh, I don't know, this is why they let you go. Who plays this? Who really wants to play this? You know, this cast of the characters, the main characters you can play as, in this, I don't even know the name of this game, but it did look familiar, like something I've seen or heard about. It just, you know, it wasn't my fare, but that's not to say, obviously, and I think it was like a part 2 or 3 of a popular game, so that's another reason why people got mad. The ones who are like him, the racist white folks that don't think anybody black, or, and Lord forbid, a woman, like I said. So it was mostly women, and it was a lot of ethnicities. It was a lot of black, you could see. It was about maybe 3 black characters, maybe 2 that looked Latino, one that looked, it's an alien. The girl had freaking spots all over her face. She's obviously an alien, but her features would make her pass for, let's say, Asian, right? And he said, who would really want to play this? And I'm like, shit, I'm curious right now just because of what I didn't even know this came out, whatever this is, right? I may have seen it, but it's vague, and I'm curious, like, because a lot of stuff comes out that if they don't have, yeah, y'all. So, okay, yeah, y'all. So basically, like I say, this dude made this little underhanded statement about this man who lost his job for being part of a game that just wasn't financially successful, because that's all it really is. That's one other thing that kills me about these little racist pricks. They really, whenever things like this happen, they feel like it proves their right to be racist. They think, well, see, there you go. Racism works. If we did it, it would be okay. Everything. Do you hear yourself right now? If we all just were psychotic assholes, everything in the world would be great. It would be just so good if we would all just stay in our place. Like all the genders stay in their place, and all these people that are other people, I just don't like them because they're different. And you're an asshole, man. Just be an asshole by yourself, but don't try and put anything in it other than that. Because guess what? The way they said it in this video, this person literally said, who wants to play that? And that's when I lost it. That's when I had to jump. I usually don't comment. I usually see these kind of things and I just keep them all moving. But every now and then, I feel like, if I notice that this person's got numbers, I'm talking about hundreds of thousands of views for this trash, nothing's gonna change if those of us who know better never say nothing. That's how I feel about that. So I took it upon myself and I left a comment. Yeah, very intelligent. And see, the difference is, I told y'all, I'm zero troll tolerance around here. So I let a motherfucker know. I said, and by the way, this ain't trolling. I was like, and I put my initials and I gave my credentials. I said ONYXCON, and I said Atlanta. I gave everything he need to know if you want to feel some fucking way about it. Ain't nobody running from these bitch-ass motherfuckers. Do you understand? No one's scared of nobody online or in person. Nobody. Nobody like me, I'll just say for myself. Ain't nobody afraid of you fools, man. We were born to live and enjoy life. And we're not scared of cowards that get online and say sick ass shit about their disgusting agendas to take over the world and make everybody hate or accept hate. We're not accepting your hate. We're not bowing down to your bullshit. You can go eat your own shit. Dudes, YouTube, they just say enough is a freaking enough, man. We gotta check. Since the YouTube itself is so busy making so much money and not letting those of us who deserve to be monetized. Do you understand there's fools who are monetized who are pushing hate? I'm over here of a channel because you're pushing hatred. Because that kind of hatred that leads to people doing all these sick crimes. Every time we have these mass shootings, all this other crazy, they always say it back to web interactions. There's people online that have groups that are all about pushing hate. And if you keep allowing that, you're not helping nothing. And I know YouTube ain't about that at its core. I think they just get too busy making money to freaking pay attention and take it serious, man. It's time to stop playing with that. Like, I saw the video the other day where iShowSpeed went to the headquarters of YouTube. The man who runs YouTube, an Indian, South Indian man. How can you be a brown man running this and have other brown people working with your company? I saw black folk out there. I saw other Indians. I saw the Asian community that's part of YouTube. I was happy. I was actually very proud to see that video. That's the first time I actually realized how diverse YouTube's, is a little bit. There's still a lot of white folks, mostly look like, but at least, hey, you got some brown leadership, and there is some diversity in who's been hired. And yes, that fucking matters, because the world is involved in this shit. Damn it. And I'm like, yo, representation not only matters, it's psychologically sanity. For real, man. Enough is a damn enough. Y'all keep allowing these goofies. I'm trying to tell you, cry more tears. Eventually, like, how did you let this kind of channel get this big and not, push the community rules where you say that you can only say certain things, and yes, you can cuss, you can do what you can. We all know we can. Why you think I'm managing my cuss? I don't cuss like every other word anyway. I'm more intelligent than that. But I also understand that, what I'm saying? I done seen people who don't deserve to even have a channel be going the hell off the most sick, racist, sexist, twisted mess you ever in your life. Making money off ads that are on their content. And I'm over here with damn near 4,000, and I gotta get up every day hoping more viewers. Man, y'all better ridiculous, man. Ridiculous.